it's time for a little tour to explain what is going on here. Alright. Inventory is all centralized right here. And every item has its own spot all the way down. I don't have a spot for supercomputers yet. That's as far as I am. 3 high, so I can see I am doing well on these. Same with these. Basically, my goal is to not have any of these bottom spots be empty at all. That means this is all the stuff coming in, being fed into storage. Oh, way up. There's a ladder here. Everything coming in and everything going out. Everything going out gets funneled into all these machines. So, we got a bunch of wire coming down into these machines, and it creates cable, which goes up and back into the main circular bus. And every item has its own level, so there's no need to be worried about getting them confused at all. So there's some gaps, but eventually those will be filled as I get farther in this production. So, for example, to make supercomputers, I need 2 computers. So I need computers that are that level right there. So I can stand right here. Make sure I have the right one. I'm going to put a smart splitter right there. And the conveyor lift all the way down. Go up there and configure the smart splitter because it's not very smart at the moment. Central overflow right will be for any. You should be able to hear me. If you cannot hear me, I'm sorry. Let's see. No, my levels should be alright. I have no idea. Okay, so computers coming through this level. They're coming in very slow, but they're gonna come out here and only here until this gets full, which will be a long time coming. I do have. What is that making? That's making computers, but no, it's not. It's making those things. That's okay. I don't need those quite yet. I will shortly, but I don't need them yet. So let's just kill that. No, not that. Okay. Next one we need is AI limiters. Not going to be over here. Okay. Time to go. Need to go figure out what level they are. So those are one level above my quick wire. Which is right there. A level above my quick wire. That one's full too. Okay. Yeah, each resource has its own level. So this level is my quick wire, and because that's in this storage unit, and the next level up is the storage unit. So I never have to worry about them getting mixed up, as long as I stick to my system, which I was messing up a few times, but I figured out how to not get confused, because I would rather double check 1,000 times versus getting it wrong and having to fix it, because having to fix it is a pain in the butt. These are coming out. I just have to feed them around. And since it's on top, it's going to be easier than anything else. Sometimes I'll find out that I have a resource that I hadn't fed through yet, and that was a little more toxic. Yeah, the storage units are being fed into the top one, and then they feed downwards. See, this one here is feeding to the next one down, and then there's one on the other side that feeds down to the bottom one. And then I come out that bottom one, so that there's no risk of running dry on the second and third level. It all just comes out the bottom level. And by keeping the bottom level full, or as full as possible, I can guarantee that I don't run out. Or if I can see that it's not full, I know that my numbers are negative and I need to figure out a resource. Or that component. As far as horizontal versus vertically, I don't really recommend, if you're doing the same resource, doing them horizontally, because this way they just have a really small footprint. It's a lot easier to access your resources, access your components individually, versus having a football field worth of wire, having to walk around it, or this way it just has a very small footprint and I can just move on to the next thing really easy. Hopefully that makes some sense. Not a fan of building at night. Anything. Hopefully it's translating through the stream. Okay, let's not fall over. Teeny tiny edge of. There we go. I take back what I said. It is much easier to build the lower levels than the higher levels. yeah, so there is an end to this loop, in the way that it's kind of like a G shape. It comes out. Can't really get a good angle on this, but it, starting from the storage, comes out here and then does a loop over here. Nothing happens to them until it goes around this loop over here. Once it does that, then things can come in and out all along this big row. And then it loops again way down there. It's back over this way. Again, nothing is happening all this way. Nothing happens all the way until the end over here. And then, once it gets over there, it comes back around. You can see there's two layers here. One's going this way, and then it comes back around. And on this leg, it feeds into all of the storage. I hesitated to make more storage instead of just doing 3. I was considering doing more, like 5 or 6, but really there's no benefit to storing way more than you're gonna need, because once you reach a certain point, there's really no difference. I'm going to So, I have a few things going on with screws. Screws are the bane of everyone's existence in this game. Okay. So, into my screws. I have... No one else is watching. It says there's 2 viewers, but you're 1 and I'm 1, so it's okay. So there are two things going into my storage, as you can probably see. Those are the 480 items per minute belts. Those are coming from my little factory over here, which is actually 2 pure iron nodes split up, and from there I'm pushing the iron plates, iron rods, and these screws. I have a lot. So I had to break my rule with this thing just for the screws because you need so many. So one of my belts here just bypasses the storage altogether and goes straight into the into production, just because that extra step was preventing me from reaching my in and out. I think I'm using like 1,100 screws per minute, and 2 of these belts is 960. And that is less than 1,100. So, in order to reach my amount, I needed a separate influx of screws, and that seems to be the main amount of screws coming through. As you can see, I'm not pushing that much out of this. In addition, I guess I should explain. So, there is a recipe that I recommend. It is you can get this one as soon as possible. It is the best, in my opinion. Screws. So it's 5 iron for 20 screws. It's not super efficient for iron, but it is more efficient as far as like your power usage and your footprint slash your logistics of getting your belts in order. It is also creates 50 per minute, which is a nice round number. This 12.5 is not a nice round number. It's a bummer, but this is what I'm using to bring all of my screws in. None of these screws that are coming from elsewhere are using the iron rod recipe. However, I am using the iron rod recipe out here. I have iron rods coming out and creating screws. These screws are being made specifically only for reinforced plates. And then and the excess is going back out into the main program here. So you have 2 belts and the screws over there. So these are the iron rods being fed in and screws out. These screws are specifically for the reinforced plates since they are really, really, really important. And I would hate for any of these machines to be down for any length of time, because without reinforced plates, you don't have, well, anything really. You gotta keep those flowing. Hopefully that answers that question. Basically, you can never have too many screws, and just keep throwing them at them. As far as the rod production, yeah, that was another big thing. I couldn't tell you how many exactly I'm making per minute, but I'm keeping the storage pretty full. Yeah, okay. If all 3 of these are full, then I know that there's nothing wrong with my production. And actually, the slower these move, the more I know that everything is good. Right now, it can be said that I could take all of these and feed the excess into the sink, but I have a couple things going into the sink, and there's really no advantage to my understanding at this point. So, I mean, sure, I have some stuff going in. I bought almost everything from this fix-it shop, so there's really no reason not to keep my items and save on electricity if I can. Speaking of electricity, I just want to check. Okay, we are good. Very good. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, the 5 iron 4 screws recipe is in the MAM. That's one of the hard drive recipes that you unlock. The less items you have unlocked in the main research hub, the less recipes you have access to. So since that's an early recipe, it's good to try to unlock that one early rather than trying to get it later, because the odds of it coming up are much less the later you are in the research. I'm going to go back to doing this. I'm not very good with the jetpack. Hoping I have enough belt for this. Oh. Why are we going slow here? Oh. Don't do that. I recommend the smart splitters in basically every opportunity you can. They're a little more expensive, but they truly make it so that your intention cannot be misunderstood. Let's see here. In the case of this spot, a regular splitter will do just fine. There's really nowhere else for it to go. So those should come down. Theoretically. Oh no, I forgot to set up the splitter. Say, how is my audio comparing voice to the game? That's going down. Oh. Prime that. Let's see here. Just turning down the game a little bit and hopefully... Let's do it this way. Hopefully that will be a better balance here. Let's see. Here, why don't we take a closer look at what's going on with the screws. That way it will be a little clearer. Let me just bop these in here real quick so that starts functioning. Let me... Also, I recommend, if you don't use this cart, to definitely use the cart. It is amazing. It's so fast. It doesn't seem like it's going fast, but it does not slow down for anything. It goes the same speed up the ramps as horizontal. Yeah, if you don't use the cart, use the cart. It is absolutely necessary. It gets a little crazy sometimes because it's going fast. Alright, let's pick that up. I've got like 40 of them around the world here. So this is iron. I have 2 pure iron nodes right here next to each other. They are both overclocked. Oh, I guess, well, yeah, overclocked to 480 per minute. Since that is the max my belts could do anyway, there's no point in overclocking it any farther. And as you can see, it's getting jammed up, which means that my production is beyond what I am using, which is fine by me. I don't mind a little stop and go. Okay, so let's try, I believe, the top section. Oh, hold on a second. Gonna die real quick. Okay. If we take a step back, we can kind of see that the iron comes up through here and down and over, feeds into these smelters, over, there's more smelters there, up and over, more smelters there, up and over, more smelters there. The math works out, so I'm doing exactly 480 a minute, as you can probably imagine. Let's see. So, these bars are being made into, yes, so this one is split. This is some rods and some screws. And basically, I started just using one of these nodes, and I kept adding as my needs increased and then it just kind of all gets fed up back to my main factory. This section is for plates, which apparently I have a lot of. Oh, I got one more level up here. This is probably all screws. Yeah, this is all screws. As I say, you can never have too many screws. I mean, you can, but unfortunately, this section also gets tied up with my copper, which is like right next to the iron. But that's just fine. And so these screws just are made down here, and then they're transported back instead of transporting my iron up to a main factory and trying to mess with it there. It gets just very messy if you bring in the first level resources like the iron bars or the copper bars. It's just not very fun. Plus, this way, you know, just between these two, I would have 960 iron, and just transferring that over there would be cumbersome, and then also having to work with it over there, not really something that I'm interested in. So keeping it kind of modular is better. Hopefully that clears that question up. Going back up. Gotta use these little carts. It'll save your life. Does the same principle apply for second tier items? I guess I don't follow. In without the alternate recipe, the screws would be a base, would be a second tier item. I'll get resources. Yeah, basically, resources come in, they get made into something else, and then to storage. But in this case, resources, as far as like level 1 items come in, they're stored, and then they're brought out into the factory. Screws are kind of an exception to that rule because I have 2 recipes going on, one where they're made from rods and ones where they're made directly from the bars. Yeah. So most of my factory uses the screws that are made off-site. The only screws I make on-site are the ones that are specifically for the reinforced plates. Everything else is being used from the off-site screws. This is just what worked for me. It's very visual, and everything kind of has a small footprint because of the giant circle of everything layered on top of everything. It makes it easier for me to wrap my head around versus what I had before, which was just a giant can of worms in every direction. It was very, 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 very challenging to understand what the heck was going on in my factory at any time. This is not feeding out. It's full. Fantastic. So, let's see here. Let's go on a little adventure. Here. Okay. Why don't we follow the life of some cabling? Let's do that. So over here. I do not. I must have abandoned it somewhere. Let me make a new one. Precisely. Basically everything that's not being made on site gets filtered through here. This is the intake starting from over here and going in here. There's two sides to this conveyor belt here. One going to my right and one going to my left. The one to the right basically just is aligning everything so that it comes in on the same spot. I just wanted everything to line up together. It's not necessary that this comes all the way over here. In fact, you'll see down there I abandoned it because it's just too much extra belting. But everything comes in here and then down through here, and it just sweeps across until it finds its storage unit that belongs to it and then gets fed downward into the storage. And this is kind of everything flows through these storage units in one way or another. Either resources coming in or the resource not dropping off where it needs to and then it's coming back around. Or like in the case of like copper wiring getting fed into its storage unit and then pulled out until it goes over here to be created into cabling, where it gets fed back into the big circle and goes all the way down, all the way back around, and fed into its storage again. So everything goes through the storage, which can be problematic in some ways because the belts are the biggest bottleneck of the game, really. You can generate a trillion screws per minute, but your belts can only transfer so much. And if they're all going into storage, there's only 2 spots that come in, 2 spots that come out. So that in my at my current level would only be 960 per minute. There is the Mach 5 belts, which do 720 items per minute each. So that will be beneficial when I get to that. And actually, that's the next thing that I unlock is the Mach 5 belts, which means I'll have to go and redo a few things. But over there is where I've got my Caterium factory, essentially. It makes the wire, and it makes the AI limiters, and sends it all back into storage. Uses a lot of plastic. Alright, and then what we got? This is the yeah. Just adding the next next item that has to come through. Supercomputers are super necessary for what comes next, and I am very much not ready. I had to make quite a few by hand already, so not my ideal situation. Okay. So those will be going down, hopefully. Perfect. And last but not least is plastic, which is also something that tends to be a problem for people in their machines here. Give me just a moment. I'm going to mute for just one second. to bring this up a little bit. It's not gonna be enough plastic for this. Let me just see how much I need. 52 and a half. Okay, I don't think that's gonna be enough. So, let us see where we're at. Oh, let's see here. Assembly line. Yes. Yeah, so, I suppose I could have mentioned that too. So, any machine that I'm making, anything right off this assembly, I'm pulling down just for this one's thing. So, I'm only making supercomputers down this section here. I'm only making the, I can't remember the name of them, whatever those green things are. Whatever those green things are. Those two machines are doing that. This next one over here is making computers, I believe. Fairly certain. It's fairly certain that's making computers. The next one down here is making engines, maybe? Oh no, heavy modular frames. And that kind of continues as we go down here. Every, like, I guess you could say, y-axis off this x-axis is one item that's being made. This here is the names are escaping me. The circuit boards. So that takes plastic and the copper plating. And that just goes straight down that way. I know that this section, like all the way around here, is just for circuit boards. And I don't have to worry about there being any kind of overlap or having to not be able to see at a glance that the production is going well. I can see the production is going well, unlike my computers over there, which I'll have to figure out. This is making engines, or motors I should say, which I'm glad. I only needed one engine for or one production for motors, and I'm backed up. Storage is full of motors. Don't need many motors in this game. And then you don't really need many stators either, but you need them to make the motors. So, and you need a lot of them to make the motors. So that's why I have 3 working hard here. Let's see here. The item that gets... I guess it's hard to say what the smallest item would be. The motors... Oh, okay. So then... Where was I? This is the stators. You don't really need too many of those. You just need them to make the motors, and you do need them for the power backup, the power storage. You need them for that. So if you're doing a bunch of those, you need stators. This is making the reinforced, the encased industrial beam, which is for all of the tier 4 belts, so you need a buttload of those. And they're also used for something manufacturing later on, but I haven't got to that point, and as you can see, I'm backed up. Oodles and oodles of these guys, modular frames, You need them for, I think, many of the manufacturer machines, and also for there's an item that gets manufactured with them, so you need lots of those. Which is why you need lots of the reinforced iron plates and lots of the bars. That's what's going in here. This is probably the largest production that I have going on, is those items. But as you can see, we're backed up, so that is good. This seems to be working pretty hard. This is the rotors. The rotors are used down the line for an item as well. So we got a lot of those going on. Actually, only 3. Well, that's worked out. That's good. That uses a lot of screws. 100 per minute. Ugh. This is the cabling that I've got going on. Cabling is another one, kind of like the screws. You're gonna find you need a lot of it later on in the later machines. In this case, I'm backed up, which is good, but I have this production going, and I also have another 8 machines going off by a copper node, way off in that direction, because I realized having to feed all of these copper wires would just get to be a lot, so I decided not to do that. Just like the screws, just offsetting one of the earlier productions outwards, somewhere else, I should say. Then we've got the reinforced plates. Like I said, you need lots and lots and lots of these. Just for, I think, the constructors themselves require them, and then also all the tier 2 belts, and then of course the cube items that I forgot the name of already, which requires lots and lots of screws, 60 and 30 plates, lots and lots. And then of course here is my screw manufacturing, which I have a bunch of machines doing, and these are being fed directly to make the reinforced plates, as I said earlier. Down. Oh, I suppose I do have some copper, these copper sheets being fed down here because they are required to make the AI limiters. So instead of feeding 960 of this wire here, instead of the quick wire, instead of feeding 2 belts of the quick wire up and then doing production here, I decided to keep half the quick wire down here, give it some copper sheets, and that way I can just make the AR limiters down here. Because there's a Caterium node down here that is being overclocked to some capacity. I'm sure it's at 480 because that's what I've been working with for a while. Oh, 360. Okay. So if I needed to make more, I could, but I definitely don't, as both of these lines are backed up for the most part. The quick wire, I know I have 210 coming out for some item or another. So way down there, I've got a copper node that's generating all 3 of the copper wire, the copper cable, and then the copper sheeting, and that's being brought back to the main influx. I have my steel production right there. Another alternate recipe that I recommend is the steel bars, and that's going to be not that. Solid steel, which is 2 steel ingots and 2 steel. I'm sorry, 2 steel ingots and 2 copper, which makes 3 steel ingots versus using 3, 3, and getting 3, you use 2, 2, and you get 3. So it's like pretty much a 50% increase in production of steel for the same amount of resources, which is pretty awesome. Although you do have to smelt the iron. You do have to smelt the iron beforehand, but that's okay. That's an easy enough step. And it was easy to make over my production from the old recipe to the new recipe, because all I had to do was smelt the iron before it got to the steel production. I have another iron node over there. And a little lake here for when I start aluminum production. And it's dark again. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, for the time being, there's a slight speed increase if you slide and jump. It's very slight, but it does pass the time, so it's kind of nice. I'm going to set up where the supercomputers are going to end up, since I can't see very well, and you probably cannot either. So, just as it is right now, if it feeds into the top container, it'll go into this lift, bringing it down to the middle container, which will go into this lift, which will bring it down to the bottom container, where I can access it, and then also it can be like fed out into the factory at large. I'm sure there's some items that use the supercomputers. I'm not sure what yet. I just need it for upgrades in the research fields. So since I know I'm going to be feeding into this, I'm going to just go ahead and work backwards. Since I'm over here. And actually, I take that back. I don't think I want to do that. I think I will put this here. And that there. And that there. Autosave messed me up. Okay. I need to finish the production of the supercomputers, otherwise they're not gonna go anywhere. Now I have the plastic feeding in, but it's not quite fast enough. So let's go see what the deal is with plastic. This is plastic. It's coming in nicely. But it's not really giving anything back. So we're gonna do a level 4, we're gonna upgrade this to level 4. Because I need that much plastic. Oh, of course I'm out of stuff. Oh lordy. This is the nice part about having all the storage really close to where everything's going on, so I don't have to travel too far to find what I need. And I like to put the items in front of the storage so that I know which one is which, because otherwise I will have to go in and be like, oh, what's this one? Oh, what's this one? This way I can just look at the ground and see what's in the box. What's in the box? Alright, so since I'm here, this is plastic. I'll upgrade that. Upgrade that. Go up the ladder. And all these horizontal lines make it a little difficult to see what the heck I'm doing sometimes. upgrading some belts here. Alright, now we're all fully upgraded. That will feed 480 plastic per minute. I will need a little bit more. Okay. There we go. Okay. And then the excess will spill out here. Yeah, we are using a lot of plastic. I think each one of those is 30 per minute. So it's like 240. Okay, now we're being stopped by something else. Let's see what that is. Oh, that's this limit right here too. So I have it going from... When did it go to level 2? Okay, there we go. And then here it gets stopped again. So I'm gonna do a level 3. These belts can really make things difficult if you don't have the right speeds on them. Okay. And that should be good enough. I don't need a fast belt down to this because I am only doing 52.5 per minute. I will take these though. Okay, everything should be hunky-dory. I'm gonna need way more computers per minute. I'm generating 2 per minute, and I'm using 3.75 per minute. That's gonna be a problem. But that will have to wait since this can only go so fast anyway. I'm not super worried about it for now. I'm going to do a merger. A little closer. I will say one thing that really is important is to give yourself enough space. If you don't give yourself enough space, you're gonna have a bad time. Okay. This thing is getting real high and cumbersome. I could do some sort of side-by-side one and have it pull from one side or the other. But at this point, I would rather not. There we go. Okay. That top layer is for supercomputers, and I will merge into it. It's not quite aligned, but that's okay. Alright. Okay, cool. So this makes one. Alright. And now I just gotta feed it around this bend. Now, in the early days of my factory, this wasn't so long. I've had to extend it 3 times. The extension process is a pain. So I think I'm not going to extend it again. I think what I'm going to do is, instead of just doing this side, if I need more machines, I'm just going to wrap it around and do the other side, since there's lots of room there. And pray that I don't have to make any more machines than that. And that being said, this is really only for items. Getting into aluminum, there's going to be situations where I need to get fluids involved. That is going to be a challenge. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to overcome that challenge. But I'm planning on doing my aluminum production underneath this base. So I have access to all my items and access to storage. And I also have a lake under me that I'm not using for anything at all, which will hopefully be a good thing. I had originally intended to do my coal there. I was going to ship the coal here and then produce it here, but or produce the power here. But it turned out there was a bunch of lakes over by where the coal is at. I appreciate the developers for doing that, because that was much less of a pain. I also have a sulfur node feeding to the coal because that is what you need to make the gunpowder. Okay, almost there. This process was extra precarious before I had the jetpack. It was actually quite annoying. The process of falling to my death repeatedly. Okay, so yeah, we got some supercomputers coming down the line. It's going to take us quite a long time to get to storage. But once it starts feeding into it, it's not really a big deal. And I don't, if I need any, I can go along the line and grab them. Otherwise, I'll just go do something else until I start seeing some at the other end. Oh, you. Fine. You gotta tell me I'm in the way still. Oop, oop, oop. It's painful, painful. Oh, there we go. Okay, then we're going to get into the part where I set up for you. Okie dokie. So, that's the one I'm aiming for. I need to go down one more level. What is that? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Instead of going all the way to the end, which is way far, I don't really want to do that. I'm going to cut it short, just like I have done on these last few levels. And I'm going to loop it around. Hopefully. And this is the one situation where I do want it to go the other way. Ah! There, just like that. All right. Sounds good. See you next time. See you later. I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself. Yeah, yeah. I am here. I am here. Still playing. I'm gonna play for a little while here. This section here I actually have for specifically for the space elevator upgrades. So I can just plunk whatever I need in one of these and it'll automatically go to these, and then we'll go to the next level if that's the case, since this last one there was quite a few steps involved. And then sometimes I'll feed things directly from storage over here if it requires a lot of items that I don't want to take by hand. That's pain in the butt. I was thinking I might just destroy this since I have the second to last upgrade for the space elevator, and the last upgrade for the space elevator is a long way off. But it doesn't matter. I'm not using this space, and I'd hate to have to rebuild it like very shortly. Okay, so we have supercomputers coming in, and now I want to get rid of the reminder on the side of my screen there. Okay. So most recently unlocked bauxite. I know where some bauxite is, but I need some quartz as well if I want to make some aluminum stuff. There are ways to use the quartz from the bauxite process, but it just doesn't make enough quartz for it to be worth it. So I'm just going to see how far away the nearest quartz is. Hopefully it's less than 2 kilometers. That would be very nice. Hey, there's some pretty close, and it's in a direction we've explored. Let's see if I can get a better idea of where it's going to be. Oh, yeah, I think I'm going to turn down my autosaves. It's a little too often. Okay. Well, that doesn't seem too terrible. Okay. So what is it? It is 8. So if it's 800 kilometers, that means I need, in order to get down there, I need, okay, and these are 8 meters, so that means 800 meters, not 800 kilometers. So it needs I need 100 foundations. 6 per foundation, that's only 600, which I definitely have, but I'd like to make it 3 wide. So I'm going to get some, yeah, I really should put the little icons on this side too, so I don't have to, it really only helps on this side, and I find myself going on this side more. That's okay, that's okay. Do I have what it takes to make a miner? I do-ish. Just need 2 miners. Yeah, why don't we grab 2 more? Oh. I do need some. There was a equipment workshop right there. I knew there was one nearby. Okay. I'm also gonna take some power cables because I need it. Though I don't have a lot of room in my inventory. Let's get rid of some stuff here. I don't need stick that there. I have a cart, it's fine. I only need 1. Okay. use these, but we'll see. Okay. And I need lots of wiring, because I'm going to bring power out there. I try not to do a lot of back and forth if I can help it, because it takes even longer. Alright. Probably like my least favorite thing to do is this process of adventuring, quote, adventuring. I don't really adventure. And let's see here, you know, it might be better to do it from there instead of here, since I already have the foundations down and the power. Let's see how far away we are once we get to the end of this. So for 600. Hey, 550. All right. So what I'm gonna do is on my other screen here, I've got a map. Just going to make sure I'm not totally insane. Okay. And the one thing I want to make sure of is radiation. Because I am not prepared for radiation. So that's going to be... Let's see here. There does not appear to be any uranium deposits, so that's good. So this will be pretty easy. I just have to get up there, and I'm gonna do some heavy, oh, dear lord, some pretty cheesy stuff here. This is how I adventure. Don't go on the ground because there's monsters. It's scary. Let's see there. Although it does leave me pretty vulnerable when I'm trying to, exist. And I realize I have no combat skill in this game. That should be good. Oh, I was gonna bring power with me. Where's our... Where is our power? Let's see where... Yes. Bring it along with us. This way we can actually power the machines we're gonna set up. But I got a jetpack, so it doesn't matter. If I miss it and I fall off the edge, it's not really a big deal. I've never been in this area before. It's a little treacherous. Okay. That's what we got. Oh. Okay. So it looks like we're actually between the two. Okay. Well, that's good news. The problem is, let's see, one of them is better than the other. This one that's closer to me is actually a pure node, so that's the one I will take. Exactly are you? I feel a little stupid because I can't quite, feel like I'm losing my mind. Well, must be very close. Just gonna go a couple more this way. I hear noises of things. Oh. What the hell was that? Oh, okay. Checking that thing. I don't really care about that thing, since it is not a thing that is like functional in the game. So I'm gonna leave it, since I don't need it. I still don't see the node, but I know it's like right here. I think it's too fast. $109. I might just like right on top of it and I'm not seeing it. Okay, I'm gonna hop down. Hello there. I'm very confused. And there's supposed to be a note here. Although it appears to be below me. Ah, okay. Yes, it does appear to be below me. There is a cave underneath here. That is not really something I'm interested in. I don't think. I don't think so. No, we're gonna skip that. We'll do the next one. That one is on the surface, for sure. I didn't even think to check, because I guess I don't know. Just did not think to check. Gonna make our way the other way, because that seems to be the winner. I'm not really prepared for a cave adventure. Well, plus then it's like leading out of the cave. How far away is this one? Okay, this one's very close. Okay, that's fine. I'll just it only works if I do it right. stone. So it's like right there. What? Okay. We're gonna go down again. Is this one also a cave? Am I losing my mind? Is it just here and I can't see it? No. This one appears to also be in a cave. Maybe the entrance of this cave isn't as treacherous as that one looked. Ah. I'm literally on top of it. That's so irritating. Okay. Let's see if I can find the entrance to this thing. I'm gonna save and I'm going to use the map here. 1 second. I'm not too afraid of the cave, I guess. It's just the logistics of getting the stuff out of the cave again. So, oh yeah. Yeah, there's a cave under me. The entrances are nowhere near me. So that's good. Let's up. Okay. So in order to enter, I'm running out of daylight, but in order to enter, I gotta go this way. So super wish I didn't have this. Oh. Let's swap that. I'm just trying to get away from these green smoky guys. On this little map thing. I can just see the direction it's in. Looks like it's over here. Might be very upset if this is like... Oh, hello. This cave is just... What the heck? It's just super ridiculous. Is this it? That is a cave. I just don't want it to be the wrong cave, since they are very spidery. Oh, goodness. Well, I don't have any room for that. We're gonna make some sacrifices. Food is way more important to me. In real life and in this game. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save. I'm going to, because I'm a save scummer, I'm going to reload this map and make sure that I'm on the right track, because I don't want to waste my time. Well, yeah. No. This appears to be something else entirely. It's not really a cave, it's like some kind of structure. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about that then. Protecting this load. I don't have room. Can always make more of those. Oh, I got my flashlight on. What is that? Alright. Cave entrance has to be over here. Come on. That, but ooh. I did not get this thing yet, so again I'm gonna save. I like to save if I'm doing when I'm doing dangerous stuff, because I don't want to have to respawn. It's mostly laziness. That's all that's protecting this. Hey, cool. So let's get rid of that. Take that. Cool. Sure. Oh, that's the body of the thing. Oh, that's cool. That freaked me out. Alright. I don't really need that, but since I have room, computers. I would say 20 computers are worth giving that up for. Okay. That's cool. That's great. Does not get me into the cave. Is it maybe just around this corner? I heard a slug. Alright, we're gonna check this map one more time. Not even close. Okay, I need to go to the southeast. So this direction. Just in time for nightfall. Basically, it's gonna be kind of near. Well, actually, it's just south of a iron node. So that looks like it's probably the entrance. Oh, I'm not a fan of nighttime at all. Not at all. Yeah, this is the entrance to the cave. I'm going in at night because. Why the heck not? Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna build a spot that I can retreat to. We're gonna get scared. Because I'm easily scared. Yeah. That's the thing about these jetpacks. They don't really help you in caves. I don't have a lot of ammo, but I do have a Xenobasher. Okay, and that node is ridiculously far from here, right? 400 meters. I'm gonna have to walk 400 meters in a cave. It's messed up, you. All right. So we are gonna save again. Cause, you know. I'm gonna say again, I hate nighttime in this game. I can't be sure, but it seems like things spawn in the grass at night. Those are the only times I've ever seen spiders that I can't explain. So I'm just... I don't like these sounds. I don't like these sounds. Oh, lordy. Oh, lordy. Please stop making sounds. Okay, let's just get rid of those. I'm gonna take this mushroom. Or this bacon. Bruh. Oh! I don't have the heart for this. It seem to have seen me. Okay. I'm gonna die. This is how I die. How am I gonna get those a belt up here? Oh my god. Well, I don't know. I guess I don't know, man. I'm not really into it. I think I changed my mind. Oh. Alright, let's just do it. I literally saved before I came down here, so that's the worst I get. Could die horrifically. And then load. I just don't really know how I'm going to get resources out of this cave. I feel like it's lulling me into a false sense of security. And there's almost always something protecting. Okay, this isn't exactly... Oh, a purple slug. Okay, cool. The problem is, this was a dead end. This wasn't the cave I needed. Or, there's another side entrance somewhere. Okay, I'm gonna not move while it's saving. Okay. So... I guess this would be a situation where the jetpack would help if I were to fall. Well, I'm glad I didn't stop when I... Okay, I'm actually going to hide in the cave for a moment while I think about what to do next here. I'm gonna check the map again. Oh, you biscuit. No, this is not the entrance to the cave. This was a separate cave. And now, it is nighttime. And I get to navigate. Just gonna run. Just gonna fly. Touch the ground. I'm on it. Oh! I'm on the ground. Spiders can't get me. Dear freaking lord. Hi. Oh, only 2 bullets. Oh, you're still alive. Did I mention I hate the nighttime? Okay, alright. So I need to get around this rock. But I'm too chicken to do it on foot. So here we go. feel like it's gonna be pretty close. There's an iron node nearby it. So let's okay, so it's not super close, it's like really far away actually. Okay. I think I feel more confident on the rocks. So we're just gonna do it. Ba. Exactly what I was looking forward to. Two more. Oop. One more. There you are. Okay. Enough space for that. I value this stuff above all other things because they're not really... Alien stuff is not really, you know, you can't... It's not renewable. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so this is the cave entrance. For quartz, that is... $576 meters away. And at this point, there's a quartz that's closer. But not closer to my base. Oh my god. Well, I've used a significant amount of ammo. The only food I have is this, although I do have the medical thingers. And I've got a hard drive. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Let's just save and we'll go in. And actually, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm going to have to call it quits. And it is time to make my son some dinner. Because he's going to wake up from his nap very shortly. So, I'm going to save and I'm going to call it a day. I'll be sure to stream the cave adventure so that it's there's a record of it on this channel. So I'm gonna take off. Have a wonderful day.